Oh, you need to.
I need to strap it. Alright, here we go. Alright. Okay, we're gonna start with 1B. 1B. Oh, grab these cool here, because I'm sleeping here. Okay.
I say those titles also.
So we're starting because I'm going to put the pieces where I think I can leave it into.
So I want to get some mind jumping around. I'm jumping around so I don't have to buy one part, but I got to remember what the violin part. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me know when everybody's ready. Unless you want to tune up. Don't push it. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. great to have you here this afternoon. So we're joining forces with the Flying Klezmerians. We're the Klezmer Company Jazz Orchestra from Florida, and we came to Dayton, Ohio to play with my friend from graduate school in Boston, Rich Bagel here, and so hopefully you'll enjoy what we're doing, a combination of Latin and Klezmer and European and folk and jazz. It's hard to explain, so we'll just play the music and you can figure it out for yourselves, okay? So that was a piece called Rebbe's Cumbia, and it's a little bit of Klezmer, a little bit of cumbia, and we're going to play a piece called Beit HaMikdash con Salsa, which is a little bit salsa and a little bit of a famous Klezmer melody from the 1940s. And this was arranged by Chaim Rubinoff, who joined me from our group in Florida called the Klezmer Company Jazz Orchestra. And well, let the music speak for itself, okay? Great musicians are here in Dayton. I love being here. Thank you very much for inviting us. And you're getting and we've only been together for like a couple hours. Kind of amazing, right? When you have these kind of musicians, show them some love. There we go, okay. So you're sort of our guinea pigs. We're practicing on you today. I hope you don't mind, all right? And here we go, Beit HaMikdash con Salsa. You counting it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
think I can do something on here. Oh, I think I can come on. Let's go to number 4. That has more violence than I can play. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's pretty good, and you haven't gotten up to dance yet. Okay. We're going to play a piece that has a lot of different meanings to it. It's called Esprent and Belts. It means my little town belts, my little town, sort of like a European version of Dayton, except over in Europe. And what it feels like when you leave your little town that you love very much, right? Can you imagine if you love Dayton and you're forced to leave it, what it might feel like? So the song has a little bit of sadness, but a little bit of joy because you remember the joyous feeling of your hometown. So this is kind of an old song that was written in the 1930s, and we play it in a kind of bolero style. So it's an old Klezmer tune, a couple Klezmer tunes combined together with a little bolero injected into it, but the feeling is of love and joy remembering your old village.
One, two, three, 4.
Can I say something? I'm sorry. There's a, not exactly a program, but sort of a program on that table over up front in the corner. You'll see the list of musicians on there and a little bit about each group on the back. All right, so I didn't get them up by the front door, but they're on this table right here. And there's other papers about shows that we're doing tomorrow and Monday.
There you go.
There. And this guy's volunteered to pass them out. Look, no.
Let's go to number 7. Yeah, because I can do the other ones. I'm trying to pick the ones that I can.
Okay, so thank you, Rich. That was amazing. That's a big, big, heavy-duty trombone solo there, right? Nice high chops there Rich has to play that in the high tessitura, the highest sound of the trombone. So that's why he has, it's not that he plays both trombones at the same time, because you see 2 trombones there. He only has 1 set of lips, but he only plays one trombone at a time, but those are 2 pretty good trombones there. So we're going to play a piece that is called a Bulgar, which is kind of an Eastern European dance tune that is known as that's played at a lot of klezmer and kind of Jewish affairs. It's a dance number that people would kind of, you might think of things like hora, but this is really more Eastern European. And but we're going to marry it to the Afro-Cuban rhythms of Cuba. And in Cuba, the Jews are called Jubans. That's a real term, Jubans, J-U-B-A-N. Cuban Jews are called Jubans. And so we renamed this piece Afro-Juban Bulgar. And it's just a folk melody that Chaim arranged in an Afro-Cuban style. And we've got amazing Latin players here, so I just want to point out without those, we wouldn't be able to play this combination of klezmer and Latin and Afro-Cuban and Latin American music, so I want to thank the musicians in here, and we're going to introduce everybody. Rich is going to introduce everybody because they're his bandmates. I'm just a guest here. Okay. By the way, my name is Aaron Kula, and I'm really happy to Rich invited us to Dayton. Lovely town, love downtown. We're going to go, we love their Thai food, and not sure what we're going to eat tonight, but hopefully we'll have just as good food tonight. Okay, here we go. Afro-Juban Bulgar. pretty exciting when you blend cultures and music, right? Anybody ever hear anything like this? No, say absolutely not. Anybody ever hear anything like this? No, good. I just want to remind you this is a live concert. You're not seeing it on the internet. This is not Zoom. We're really here.
Well,
So it's actually great to play for people again after a couple years of not being in front of live audiences. We're going to play a piece now called Descarga Mizalu. Descarga, well, where does Descarga come from?
Basically, a jam session.
Oh, it's a jam session? Descarga is like a Latin jam session? Is that right? Okay. I keep learning about this music, so I always ask the people that know more than me. But Mizalu is an ancient Egyptian word that means beautiful princess. So we're going to jam on this ancient Egyptian melody called Mizalu, and has some really interesting rhythms to it, both in terms of descarga and in terms you're going to hear some cha-cha. Well, you'll hear some different rhythms, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. But it is originally an Egyptian melody.
Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
violin solo. Great. Bravo. Bravo. That's you gotta have a pretty strong violin player to play against these three guys over here. Okay? And that's a pretty powerful violin. Thank you, good one. Okay, so we're gonna. Anything you want to say, Rich? This is your town. We're just visiting. No, not much. You're gonna keep playing both trombones. Okay. So let's see. That was pretty exciting for an Egyptian tune, right? Yes. About 200-300 years old, right? Anybody here that old? No. Oh. So. Okay, so we're going to move on to the something of much more contemporary, late 1800s. There's a piece that was written by a man named Avram Goldfaden from Romania, who is kind of known as the father of the Yiddish theater, which is a kind of an ethnic theater that was created in Romania. I think we were in Romania, weren't we? Where were we? We went to Romania. We went to Romania and I visited his theater, beautiful theater. And he wrote the very first Yiddish operetta in the late 1800s called Shulamit. And it's a biblical story, so we're not here to talk about the Bible. Everybody has one that they believe in. Whatever Bible you believe in, that's fine. And he wrote this operetta. And there's a famous song called Raisins and Almonds. And it's about making sure your child never goes hungry, no matter what happens, right? Because whatever goes on in life, the one thing we want to make sure is that our children are well fed, right? Everybody agree with that? Okay. Remember, I do expect some engagement here, okay? So the song talks about how no matter what happens, you will always be able to feed your child raisins and almonds. And really it's a metaphor for feeding their soul, for making sure they're spiritually nurtured. So we're gonna play the song, and we renamed it, if you know Spanish, Pasas y Almendras. How did I do? Did I say that okay? Pasas y Almendras. All right, so I learned English, I learned Hebrew, I learned Yiddish, and I'm learning Spanish. So thank you to my Spanish-speaking friends. So, Pasas y Almendras, Chaim arranged this back in 2014, and really an interesting piece, but we kept the melody, and you're gonna hear Jordana play the melody again, which we gave to the violin because we needed it to sound very sweet. Not that the boys in the band can't sound sweet, but the violin has a sweeter sound than what they're playing. So we gave them the melody. Here we go, Pasas y Almendras by Avram Goldfaden, about 1889, I believe it was written.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. you want to say anything?
I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, don't take it, right. So we're very excited to be here in Dayton. Very exciting town, right? I'm gonna try that again. Dayton's a very exciting town. Okay. Just want to make sure we're not putting you to sleep here with this music, are we? Okay. So yeah, this is kind of a really interesting setup, right? I want to thank everybody here for coming. Rich, you want to say thank you to anybody special?
Well, it's just been a lot of, everybody's put in a lot of time, and I just want to point out, you know, what's already on that sheet of paper there, but that would mix 3 groups to do this with the Klezmer Company Jazz Orchestra, a couple people coming in from Florida, band leader Aaron Kula and chief arranger Chaim Rubinoff, 2 members of Flying Klezmerians with myself and Jim Brooks on drums, and 3 people from Dayton Salsa Project that opened the season for the Levy Pavilion last night. And other friends, our string players are not in those groups. We have Chris Berg on bass and Jubano on violin. And it's just this combination of people getting together who really haven't worked like this before, are already talking about keeping it going after we send these guys back to Florida. We've already been having little talks over here about how we're going to combine my Flying Klezmerians band and the Dayton Salsa Project and do more like this. So, thanks everybody.
So there's very often folk melodies are borrowed and reimagined and developed and rearranged. I mean, it's been happening for hundreds of years. And this next one is actually, has several associations. Theodor Bickel, a very famous actor and singer. Has anybody ever heard of Theodor Bickel? Right? Some of you may know that he played the professor in Sound of Music, and he's been Fiddler on the Roof, a very famous actor, passed away a few years back. Anyway, he made this song internationally famous because he sang it in various languages, and the original song was a song called Tum Balalaika. But this song is actually, it was associated as a Yiddish melody song, but actually it was never a Yiddish song. It was originally a Russian folk song that was a couple hundred years old. And we don't really ever know how old a folk song is or how old folk music is, because they've traveled around the world, they've traveled through the years, and they've never been really traced exactly scientifically how old is a folk melody, so we never really know. But we do know that it was originally a Russian folk melody that was then adopted and adapted by the Jews that were living in Russia. Because what would happen is if you're in a different cultural or ethnic group, you would hear melodies of the country you're in, or the countries you visit, or the countries you migrate to, and you love that melody so much you take it into your home and you put your own language to it, and all of a sudden the music and melody becomes yours. So this Tum Balalaika has lots of different relationships with different cultures, different languages, different people. So what we did, or what Chaim did, was take this Tum Balalaika and turn it into a Tum Balalaika. And so how would you define a Tum Bal? Bravo, yes. So that is a tumbao. The original one sounds something like this. It was done as a waltz, a Russian waltz.
Give me a minute, please. Go ahead, don't wait.
So that is a just traditional Russian waltz. Now we're going to play it attached to the tumbao beat, and it's going to change it completely and bring new life into it. And here we go. Chaim, count it off.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
We've only been together for less than 2 days, so we're going to start this one more time. I hope you don't mind, okay? I was told that this is a very forgiving audience and a very forgiving venue. Is that true?
Okay. One more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
because it has a lot. Okay, good. So you could hear kind of Russian and tumbao kind of colliding, right? Beautiful. Thank you, Chaim Rubinoff, for that arrangement. Great. Okay, so we're going to do a piece that was found by Nicholas Sloninsky, who was a kind of musicologist. And I have to go through this quickly because Jordan has another engagement, so we're going to do, this is where, if you want to hear the rest of the music with her, Rich, we have to have them come to.
Tomorrow, Klein Elementary School Auditorium at 2 o'clock. We get to hear the whole show with all the people.
Right, so this next piece is a beautiful love song that Nicholas Sloninsky found. He didn't know whether it belonged to the Russian tradition or the Franco tradition or the Brazilian tradition, but it was called the Modinha, and Modinha is a love song. So it is a beautiful, gentle love song in a Russian-Brazilian style. Right, see if you can figure that out, okay? Here we go. So we're going to say goodbye to Jordana, and if you want to hear the rest of the songs that she played, you got to come tomorrow, right? What's the name of the school, Rich? What's the name of the school? Well, you're going to help her now, and then he'll come back. We musicians are very busy people. What's the name of the school? Rich, the name of the school? Klein?
Klein Elementary School, it's practically across the street. It's 99 Virginia Avenue. It's one of the Centerville schools. So should be easy to find. If you got here, you can get there.
So let's do, we're going to stay in Latin America now, okay? And we're going to do that was a Brazilian piece. And we're going to do, well, let's thank Jordana. Thank you, Bobby. So now we're going to do we're going to go to another part of Latin America, Argentina, and we're going to do a Yiddish tango. It's a piece that was written in the 30s, maybe the 40s. I actually forgot the date on this one. Oh no, that's 1918, right. 1938, sorry, 1938. So it was written in the 30s by a man named Joseph Rumshinsky, who wrote for actually Yiddish theater. It's a song called Shane V. de Lavana, which means your face is as bright as the moon, okay? And what it really is, it's a Yiddish love song. So if you're next to somebody that you love, this is what you would sing to them in Yiddish. Okay, it's all right. Or you could just say, I love you, and give them a kiss on the forehead. That works too, right? Okay, I hope you can do that. Maybe not here in a public place, but in the privacy of your home. So we're going to do this Shane V. Lavana as a tango, because the tango is the ultimate love song, right? Tango, especially if you know the tango dance. It's very sensual. And this 1938 Yiddish song is it's a really heavy-duty love song, because you're talking about how beautiful your face is, how much I love you, and that's let's face it, without love, there's nothing in the world. So what we should do is make sure that love pervades all the world, and this music is all about love. So Shane V. Lavana, 1938 by Joseph Rumshinsky, and I'm going to play a lot of the violin part because the accordion and the violin are equal partners. Doesn't it look like a violin? Okay, so here we go, Shane V. de Lavana.
So let's go back to the beginning. Yeah. 1A, both. Okay, good. Okay, so anybody know how to tango? No, okay. They don't do tangos. They do tangos in Dayton? Okay. Just not this group. Okay. So we're gonna do another Bulgar, which is kind of it's a cross between Russian. It's a Slavic type of dance. So it could be Czechoslovakian, Hungarian, Romanian, Bulgarian. And because Bulgars kind of covers a lot of different, sort of like when you say Latin rhythm, what do you mean? It can mean a lot of different things. So a Bulgar is a joyous dance though. And it's based in the Slavic tradition. What I did is I found this folk melody, which was in a book that said international Jewish melodies, which is kind of an oxymoron. What does that mean? Everything in the Klezmer tradition is international. So, but it was in there and it just said Bulgar. That's all it said, Bulgar, which just means joyous melody. So I put that together with a kind of a Latin beat that I don't know what we would call it, but I know I wanted to use the bongo as the key instrument to hear. So I called it Bongo Bulgarita. A little bit of a mixture of different languages and cultures. Bongo Bulgarita. And of course, it features me on the accordion. You can play along and just do some noise. Klezmer.
You did that.
We did Klezmer? Yeah.
We haven't done second.
We didn't. Wait, we did Klezmer? No, we didn't do. No. Oh. Okay, we're going to do all the tunes that we're missing our violinists, but we know how to make it work still, because these are great musicians. Give them a hand. They're fabulous. Thank you. Wonderful. So we're going to do a klezmer piece that's also merengue. So what do you call a klezmer plus a merengue? You call it a klezmerengue. Klezmerengue, right? Okay, so this is just an old-fashioned klezmer tune, folk song, and we're going to turn it into a merengue. Chaim arranged this also, and I think you first did this in 2009, right? I think so, 2009. Anybody here know how to merengue? No. Okay, so we're not really such a Latin dancing crowd, I see, right? Okay. Okay, well, when we come back next year, Rich, we're gonna make sure we do it with salsa dancers, all right?
You have 1 year. A year to get lessons.
Right, imagine if you had salsa and mambo dances right here. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, I tell you, in Miami, we do that, okay? So come and visit us in Miami. Okay, here we go. Klezmerengue. Not too fast. Okay, good. Okay, oh, I have to start. 1, 2, and... Second Avenue. Number 5. Number 5. Second Avenue. Number 5. to relax on that one a little bit. That one we'll go over that one. Okay. Okay, Klezmer merengues were a little hysterical, all right? But since you weren't dancing, we weren't worried anybody was going to hurt themselves. So we're going to do another mambo, okay? And this mambo was based on a 1947 melody written by a very famous New York City clarinetist, Dave Taras. And he was playing both in klezmer bands during the day and in jazz bands and club dates at night. So he was kind of a very versatile musician because he worked in both worlds. And that often happened with a lot of the musicians in the 40s, especially during the Harlem Renaissance period, where the blacks and the Jews and jazz bands and klezmer bands, everybody mixed it up. We don't often hear about the combination of people and how they work together, but there were no borderlines, there were no prejudices, there was no divisions among the musicians. That was all in other people's minds. The musicians worked together all the time, and they borrowed from each other. So the music of the 40s and the 30s, 40s, and 50s, what you really hear is a true blending and bending of musical genres. So I like to point that out because everybody thinks everybody was playing in their own world, and they weren't. And Benny Goodman and Artie Shaw and Cap Calloway, they were using musicians from everywhere. And of course, where did everybody hear everybody else's music? Well, something a long time ago, there was an appliance called the radio. Anybody ever hear of that? The radio. So the radio, they had these things in them called transistors, and you could turn it, there was knobs and you turn them on. And you actually physically, you couldn't just say, Siri, on. You actually had to take your hand on the knob and turn the knob. And everybody was listening to everybody else's music on the radio in the privacy of their living room. And so Cap Calloway was singing in Yiddish, and Dave Taras was playing country music, hoedowns, and everybody was kind of borrowing from everybody else. So we're gonna do this piece called Second Avenue Mambo. It was originally called Second Avenue Square Dance, and Dave Taras, even though he didn't know the first thing from a hoedown, he was a klezmer, New York City Jewish clarinetist that played in jazz bands. What did he know from cattle and milking cows and playing fiddles at country hoedowns? But music helped transport them to other places. So he wrote a piece called Second Avenue, which was the New York, Lower East Side, New York City theater district, Second Avenue Square Dance. And you could actually, if you know how to does anybody know how to square dance in Dayton? Okay. So square dancing, you could, if you played the original Dave Taras 1947 version, Second Avenue Square Dance, you could actually dance to this as a square dance. We took the Second Avenue piece and turned it into a mambo, kind of like what Leonard Bernstein did with West Side Story. So Chaim did that, and we're going to do Second Avenue Mambo from a 1947 Dave Taras piece called Second Avenue Square Dance. Not too fast. One, two, three, four. Dos Mambos, 1 and 2. And then Miami. Okay. So if you have a little more time, we have just a couple more numbers to close out our Dayton debut. I kind of like that. It's a very good alliteration. Dayton debut. Klezmer Latin Dayton debut. So this next piece is a set of freilachs. Now freilach just means, in Yiddish, it just means joyous dance, a joyous rhythm to get you up and dancing. Doesn't matter how you dance, this has no specific rhythms or dance steps to it. And you know, I'm very impressed that you could stay in your seats during this last set. You know, that's amazing. Amazing, because all of this music is meant to get you to move. So maybe by the last piece we're going to get up and move just a little bit. So we're going to do a piece. This is a set of freilachs. Freilach is 1, freilachs with an S is 2. And it's a play on words in Spanish and Yiddish. It's called Dos Mambos Freilachs. And dos in Spanish means 2, right? Okay. And the word dos in Yiddish just means the. So we're going to play in, if it was Yiddish, we'd say the 2, well, we combine the 2 mambo freilachs. So and we just call them, it's simple, we call them freilach number 1 and freilach number 2. That's how we know that there's 2 of them. And they have different melodies and different beats. So Das Mambos Freilachs number 1 and number 2. Okay. Don't be too quick. Yeah. So how was that for a couple mambos? So hopefully we've given you a really different experience, right? And you'll tell your friends about all of us, right? And we'll come to the end of our concert. I'm going to try that again. I'm not sure you understand emotionally what that means. We've come to the end of our concert. Good. Maybe you need a few more drinks, right? I think they have to order a few more drinks so you can get a little more melancholy. Okay. Anyway, we'd love to thank Hidden Gems for hosting us. Thank you very much. Wonderful. And Rich, you want to have any last words? Thank anybody else?
Last words? How hard is this last turn?
So,
This is yours, last words.
But 5%.
oh, okay, you want to introduce, you're the lead, you introduce everybody.
Let's do it. Well, my name's Rich Beagle, and I run that, the Fine Klezmerians, and knew Aaron for a long time, and I heard his music and had to make this happen in Dayton, and it's been a long time in the making since COVID canceled us about 3 years ago. And so you've met Aaron Kula, made a bunch here, and I'm gonna, I guess we'll save applause for the end. And his arranger, trumpet player extraordinaire, Chaim Rubinoff, and on the saxophone, we have Jason Swan. Our invisible violinist was Jordana Greenberg. And we have Chris Berg on bass. Kareem, I'm trying to remember your last name. Powell. Kareem Powell on keyboard. Darryl Rosa on our congas. Jim Brooks hiding in the back on trap set. Jet Stevens on other auxiliary percussion. Thank you so
A lot of
much.
percussion on that table.
Yes.
There is.
Yeah, I can't name all the instruments, but I can name the people. So look at what he's got to do here. Oh my goodness. So I just have 2 trombones. Well, thank you all for coming. We have one more for you.
So we're going to pretend we're back in Miami, right? Anybody been to Miami? A couple people. People like to stay. When you're from Dayton, you like to kind of hang out in Dayton, right? Just stay here, okay. So in about 1947, post World War II, there was a composer named Irving Fields. He died a couple years ago at age 102, and I met him. I had dinner with him and his lovely younger wife of 80. She was much younger than him by 20 years. But at 180, it doesn't matter at that point, right?
Okay.
20 years, what's 20 years among 80-year-olds and 100-year-olds, right? So they were wonderful. I mean, I almost choked on dinner with them because all they did throughout dinner when I had dinner with them is they were telling dirty jokes to each other. But they were a beautiful couple, and Irving Fields came back from World War II, and he was a pianist. In World War II, he worked as a pianist in the Army. He came back to Miami Beach, and in the late 40s, Miami Beach had a lot of people from World War II that ended up living there, and a lot of people, Jews and others that made Miami Beach their home. And Irving Fields was playing in a club on South Beach, which is now kind of a very Art Deco area. And he was playing in a club like this, a nightclub, and the manager came up to him and said, "Look, could you spice things up a little bit? I need a little more of a beat to get patrons to dance." And he didn't know what to do, and all of a sudden he started playing Hava Nagila as a rumba.
and he was the father of combining klezmer and Latin beats, and he wrote he made a fortune on an album called Bongos and Bagels, or Bagels and Bongos, and it combined this klezmer and Latin feel. He did so well that he bought his Central Park South apartment with the money he made off of that Miami Beach rumba piece. So we're going to play this piece called Miami Beach Rumba by Irving Fields, who really was a beautiful man. I'm glad I got to meet him. And he contributed a lot to both musicians and the idea of combining different musical genres. So we're sort of just taking that combination to the next level. So I want to thank everybody and hope you come back and see us soon. And we're not proud, we'll take contributions and donations at your discretion, okay? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's okay.
If you have any of your favorites, you can just give us the money and just kind of put it in our pocket, if you prefer that. Okay. Well, take care, have fun, and we hope to see you at our next concert, all right? Here we go, Miami Beach Rumba. 1, 2, 1, 2. Take pictures, post them. Everybody take pictures of us. We love pictures.
Yeah, we'll have some group pictures. Have some family.
Hang on a second. We need to get
We got some group pictures. We'll get together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to give your phone to someone up there?
Would you mind taking a few different, this vertical, all different shots? Okay, guys, that's it. Should we, I think, you know what? Some of us should sit so we don't block.
I just don't want anybody blocked. So get a good angle of all of us with the hidden gems, okay? I'm going to post this and mention everybody. Okay, we just want to get everybody's face in this, okay?
Ready.
Okay. Picture. Okay, how we doing? You got hidden gems in there too, right? Good. All right, got it both ways. Vertical and wait. We're gonna do one more vertical. I don't know how I'm gonna edit it. One more. All right. You can see everybody's face. Great. Thank you so much. Great. Thank you, everyone. All right. That was a good
Okay. So I'll take
You got all that good.
Brass section. That's different. That's part of, that's something that's introduced me to
You know what? Right when you did that, it's like it was fun. You did
So I'll show you the we want the mixture ready. I'll just contact the dress. And then give it a tap.
Oh my God, yes!
Oh yeah. close.